Guys, after the longest time ever, we finally have someone on the podcast that I know who they are. And I would like to herald the coming of just a beautiful mind who earlier said he was going to make pee by drinking Gatorade. Linus Tech Tips.
Yeah! I don't think my ass fits in
Oh, there he goes.
Let me tell you, some big asses have gone
That was
down
the slowest descent we've had.
That was very
okay.
controlled.
That's how he does it. Controlled, smooth.
All right, good morning,
And Ludwig's going
everyone.
to coach you on that mic
No,
right
he's
now.
got it. He's a pro.
morning.
He's a consummate professional. I don't need to talk to him.
Consummate professional.
He is.
You should see how he acts. Oh, he's actually
Always been a
He's-
tinker.
yeah,
He
he's
knows how to
actually
adjust
not
the mic
a
stand.
good
Ever since he was a boy, always tinkering.
he's tinkering.
Fine, I can make this work.
Look at him. Look
Tinkering
at
and
him. He makes do.
whatnot.
Hi, Linus.
All right. Morning, everyone.
Wow.
How you doing?
I'm never better, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I pulled an all-nighter, not last night, but the night before. So you guys are going to get semi-unhinged Linus today, which is a lot of fun.
Perfect.
Did you like or not like DJ Racist?
In the morning.
I just didn't understand it.
That's fair.
I have never-
It's the hard R's of today and tomorrow.
I have never watched your podcast before, so I wasn't really sure, like, if that was the intro.
We do it every time.
Every time.
People are sick of it. And they say, no, don't do it anymore. We're like, we have to do it.
Racist back.
Yeah,
Imagine
Nick's like,
150
I-
WAN shows and it's always DJ Racist bringing in Luke.
It was like 1:30 a.m. last night, and Aiden comes home late from a wedding, and he walks in the kitchen, and I say, "Do you think that Linus is gonna understand me?"
Did this happen?
More or less.
Yeah, more or less.
More or less.
There was a few more sentences.
There were a few more sentences.
Nick, you want to know what Nick really said? He said, "Do you think if I tell Linus I'm a chedophile, he'll know what I'm saying?"
So here you are to prove or disprove. Do you know what that is? Because I don't.
A genophile?
No,
chedophile.
A
Chedophile.
chedophile? Well, it means you love ched.
Real shit.
Real shit.
Bro.
Real
He
shit.
knows exactly what the fuck he's talking
I
about.
don't.
You're a chedophile.
Is it someone?
That's why you hired Kelly.
He just wants that cheddar.
Oh, like you want that cheddar. That's like what fucking Chester Cheeto would say.
Oh, it's money. Well, I didn't know what ched was, but I knew it.
I thought of cheddar the cheese, so I'm not too close.
It's a slang term for cheetah.
Yeah,
I will say that was an abandoned campaign from the cheetah from Doritos Incorporated. There was a guy in a boardroom who was like, "I have an idea," and they're like, "You're fired."
Between 10-minute episodes of SpongeBob, he's gonna say, "I'm a chedophile," and crack the bag.
It's Chester the Cheetah on the Joe Rogan set.
And he's got his sunglasses and shit. Yeah. So how are you doing, Linus? And can I ask you a question? I'm
very tense right now. My entire
tense.
staff,
Hey.
my audience, and my wife all warned me about appearing on this podcast.
Warned you.
You guys know that I've been canceled several times in the last couple of years over things that, quite frankly, are probably more tame than what happens here on a pretty regular basis.
No, excuse me.
Your wife's a listener?
DJ racist? Like, are you kidding me?
I was like in my head, I'm like, Nick, don't say DJ racist.
You guys know you're all white, right? Like, you can't
What?
get away with that shit.
Zipper, cut the Palestine PowerPoint. All right, Linus, how are you, man? First off.
Wait, did you ask your question?
No,
Oh, yeah,
but
get your-
he's
get your- sorry, get your
no,
question.
please,
No.
Ludwig, please coddle our baby cuttlefish.
Can you
please.
just let Dad drive for a second?
Let me
Just
drive.
let Dad drive.
Go to drive because
Linus.
when someone shows up who's important, he shows up on time. He shows up on time. He says, "I'll see you guys at 10. I'll see you guys at 10 because Linus is coming and he's a magnate and he's got a big group with a name after him. Oh, make sure you're on time." When it's just us, oh my god, we might as well be the shit in his ass.
Sometimes I'm late.
Poop in his butt, Linus. Do you understand?
So basically, you're saying you don't exist because he has a swipe bidet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he rinses our ass, his ass clean of our poop.
He's always on the ball.
Friendship.
I clean you straight off my asshole.
And it's fucking annoying. You're
Okay.
fucking annoying.
This is good. You want to do this for 90? You can run it. You're good at your job. Linus, we've met before. In fact, I like to think of the first time we ever met.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone knows. Could you?
No, I've talked about it on my podcast, actually, which I now know that you don't watch either. So now I don't feel as bad about what I said earlier.
I do listen to the WAN show for at least 5 to 10 minutes every time it's on Twitter now.
Wancho.
It's huge on Twitter.
No.
Do you not know this?
Blood, it's your podcast.
Yeah, I know, but like Twitter?
There's 10 to 20,000 people who listen live on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I had
You
no
guys
idea.
do it live, which is kind of baller too. I've always liked that. You
Oh.
guys were doing YouTube live streams for a long time.
You know why we did it live, right?
Mm-mm.
So in the very, very early days, the very first sort of predecessor to the WAN show was just a Q&A stream. And basically it was a recognition that live was happening. And we just wanted some kind of foot in the door in case VOD just kind of disappeared. Because back in those days, I mean, this was over 10 years ago. Back then, nothing was certain. The creator economy as it exists today didn't exist yet. Like the idea of taking sponsorships, like you were an asshole for taking a sponsorship on your video. You were greedy. Being a YouTuber wasn't a real job. I mean, those comments have kind of disappeared now, but that used to be a pretty common refrain. Anytime you tried to make money for doing your work, it was, I remember when YouTube used to be cool and people did it for fun. It's like, well, yeah, but you know, cameras cost and staff costs. I'm sorry, but I can't pay people in fun, unfortunately.
You can.
We're supposed to pay.
do you?
We're supposed to pay them, Johns.
I don't pay these guys. I make them come their little heads off at
Pay
least
them
once a week.
exposure?
No, Ludwig literally takes everyone to Lakers games. That's paying them in fun.
Well, I also pay them a salary, Slime.
Are you sure?
No.
Have you looked at that?
To be honest, I haven't.
Because I used to do that.
Yeah, years ago.
Yeah. And I used to. And how would I know if anything changed?
Ludwig just puts all of his cash in a big room, and every employee gets one hand. And you can reach in and grab as much as you can muster, and that's your salary.
When
for
I did this,
Does he put his body under the money? So like
Yeah.
you might accidentally
You might
grab his
get a
job.
handful,
every
yeah.
time, yeah. When I did this, I put a
Classic
bunch
bit.
of honey on one of them big foam hands. And
That's
so I
smart.
knew, I knew how to do
Yeah,
it.
maybe try glue next time.
But I was gonna
Really, honey was more readily available.
That is
Yeah,
weird.
we had a lot of.
Are you looking for a job?
This guy's smart. This guy's smart.
So WAN show was recognizing that even though I didn't understand what the fuck it was, there's this Twitch thing or Justin TV or whatever it was back then. And live was like a big deal, and people would have, thousands of people, tens of thousands of people watching them, and there was all this money being thrown at it, and so we just needed to have some kind of presence. And I don't know if you guys know this, but we were the very first non-gaming live stream that was allowed to be on Twitch.
Really?
True. Because they were only gaming back then. You couldn't do any.
Only gaming.
Oh.
And do you know how that happened? Was Twitch wanted to get into the MCM game, multi-channel MCN, excuse me.
MCN.
That used to be the hottest shit.
Yeah, so Twitch wanted basically to get their fingers in everyone else's revenue, just like the full screens of the world.
Yeah. It's like the money pile.
And they came to exactly. So they came to
TGN.
us and they wanted to be our multi-channel network. And I think the person who was spearheading that for Twitch lasted like 2 months. But in that time, we got a deal done with them to have them as our YouTube MCN. And as part of that, we carved out that, guys, it's going to be pretty fucking stupid if you're our MCN and we can't stream our goddamn podcast on your platform.
Yeah.
So we had a bizarre carve out. We also had a 100% deal, which was not really a thing back then. So they didn't take any of our AdSense. So we held on to that deal basically until Twitch finally started allowing people to multi-stream. That's why we were allowed to multi-stream too.
You got little. You were their special
until you
little
were allowed to
boys.
multi-stream? That was like a few months ago.
We were allowed to multi-stream since like, I don't know, 2015 or something
Old
like
school
that.
Twitch deals are the funniest stories because
Yeah.
it would be
I
like,
love-
they offered us 100% of all the revenue, or I would go to XSplit for like 200K.
Yeah.
And it was like, I took the XSplit deal. And it's like, dude, that's crazy. You would have got $5 for every single sub, all your AdSense.
I think Team Liquid still has 100 split.
No.
No,
No, certainly
all
not.
changed now,
Sir,
I
it's
think.
all.
Dude, someone's still got to have one of those backroom fucked up cobweb deals.
Hold on, I didn't have 100 split on Twitch members. I
Oh,
had a
okay.
100 split on
You
my
had it on
MCN
AdSense.
deal.
But some people were
understand.
offered
Yeah,
100
yeah.
split on sub members as well.
I have heard about that, but